morning, and welcome to this week's edition of Marquette in Motion. We're your hosts, Miranda Peters
and Hallie Kilberg.
On today's homecoming themed show, we'll be giving you all the details on the homecoming traditions going on next week,
telling you what all the homecoming dress-up days will be,
informing you about what's going on at the Marquette homecoming basketball games,
answering homecoming-themed questions in You Ask, We Answer,
as always, giving you all the sports and updates.
And this week we'll be interviewing a Marquette senior, Callie Jackson.
But before we get into all of this, we'd like to tell you about some of the Marquette homecoming traditions.
Many annual events around Marquette have a few traditions, and homecoming is definitely no exception.
Homecoming week is always off to a great start with dress-up days for students each day of the week.
The ones for this year include America Monday, Time Travel Tuesday, Walt Disney Wednesday, Thrift Shop Thursday, and we'll end the week with a Fantastic Friday, which will be a red and white day.
And then there's always a homecoming pep rally, which includes motivational speeches from players, a dance routine, and some intense dodgeball games between classes.
Another main tradition at Marquette includes the students going to 4:15 Mass on Saturday night before heading to the dance,
followed by a meal from Kalmus's.
Kalmus's will be serving the choice of chicken or roast beef, green beans, mashed potatoes, and corn.
And on to the dance itself. The night is filled with dancing and entertainment, which this year will be a hypnotist.
Students may have the option to be hypnotized, or as I plan on doing, watching others get hypnotized and do crazy things.
There also may be some crazy outfits around the school for homecoming week. Here to give us more details about the dress-up days for homecoming week is Justina Denlinger.
Each year, Marquette Spirit Club chooses different dress-up day themes for each day of homecoming. This year, the Spirit Club has chosen the dress-up days that coincide with this week's theme. Oh, the places you'll go. For Marquette's Homecoming 2017, the dress-up days are as follows. America Monday, where students are able to show off their USA pride by wearing their best red, white, and blue. Turn Back Time Tuesday, where students can dress up as someone from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. Walt Disney Wednesday, where students can portray their favorite Disney character. Students are encouraged to remember that imagination has no age. Thursday will be Thrift Shop Day, where students can raid their local Goodwill, or their grandparents' closet, for the greatest and craziest thrifted items. And Friday will be Fantastic Friday, where everyone can show off their Marquette pride by wearing our school's colors of red and white. Oh, the places you'll go should prove to be a very exciting homecoming theme. But don't go anywhere just yet. More Marquette in Motion is on the way. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Justina Denlinger. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Here to tell us all about the events happening at the homecoming game and dance is Catherine Heimbuck.
This upcoming week is a very exciting week at Marquette, as we will be celebrating homecoming. This year's homecoming theme is Oh, the Places You'll Go. Students are not only anticipating Friday's big game against Midland and Saturday night's dance, but they are also really looking forward to the whole week before. As you heard, the high school has special dress-up days. These special dress-up days are chosen by Marquette Student Council. Though Monday through Thursday's dress-up days are reserved exclusively for high school students, Friday will end the week with an all-system red and white day, meaning students in pre-K through 12 are invited to don their red and white. The week will also culminate with Mass at 1:30 on Friday, followed by a pep rally. During the homily portion of the Mass, a special speaker, John Leonetti, will help examine the ways God has revealed himself to us and will help us uncover how we can truly know God. Following the Mass, K through 12 students will convene in the MEC to play games, to be introduced to the homecoming court, and to watch the homecoming routine performed by the cheerleaders and the dance team. The homecoming dance routine is a travel-themed dance to match the All the Places You'll Go theme of homecoming. The dance routine will also be performed at halftime of the boys' game later that night. Also at the game, we will get to welcome back the homecoming queen and king from last year for the official crowning of the new royalty. Please come on out on January 13th to help celebrate homecoming and to help support all of our girls and boys basketball teams and the dance and cheer squads. The JV girls game against Midland will start at 4 in the MEC, followed by JV boys, and then the girls and boys varsity games. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Catherine Heimbuck.
Thanks, Catherine. Here now are Sam Peters and Jonathan Herrig to answer students' homecoming-related questions, and You Ask, We Answer. Are you ready, guys?
We're ready.
All right, the first question reads, I'm an underclassman and my date to homecoming cannot legally drive to pick me up. What's the protocol of how I get to homecoming?
Well, when I was a freshman and I couldn't drive, my mom, unfortunately, took me and my date to our pictures and to mass. It's not that big of a deal, so it's just 1, maybe 2 years for you, depending on when you get your school permit. So you learn to live with it.
The second question is, how do you feel about the unspoken rule of underclassmen girls wearing short dresses and upperclassmen wearing long?
Well, I have mixed emotions about it. In reality, since I'm a guy, I don't really think about it too much. But I think since it's an unspoken rule, no one has really gone against it, and I think that if someone did, it wouldn't be as huge a deal as people thought.
Okay, and the last question reads, there was a girl who wanted me to ask her to homecoming, but I did not ask her to be my date. How do I deal with the situation at the dance?
I'd say your best option would be to continue to be friends with her and talk to her at the dance, and just try to not make it awkward, and it'll be a fun night for both of you.
I have no input on that.
All right, thank you for that homecoming advice, guys.
Stay tuned, more Marquette in Motion after these messages. Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Here now again are Sam Peters and Jonathan Herrig, only this time with your Marquette Sports and Updates report.
Thanks, Miranda. This past Tuesday, Marquette's JV and varsity boys played Cascade at home, but unfortunately, against the ranked 2A team, were unable to leave the MEC with a win. On Thursday, Marquette's JV and varsity girls traveled to play Comanche. The JV were able to get a win in their game, but unfortunately, the varsity team was unable to achieve the same result.
And on Friday, all 4 of Marquette's teams traveled to play Cowee. We will have those results of those games here for you next week. Also, come out and support Marquette's JV and varsity boys as they play against Lone Tree today at home starting at 12. And come out and support the PTO's Pancake, Sausage, and Egg Breakfast the week before Catholic Schools Week in Kiefer Hall on January 22nd. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Sam Peters.
And Jonathan Herrig.
With your Marquette Sports and Updates report.
Thanks, guys. Up next are Kelsey Gerlach and Brooklyn Moore interviewing a Marquette senior, Callie Jackson.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brooklyn Moore.
And I'm Kelsey Gerlach.
And today we'll be interviewing our first senior, Callie Jackson. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so I'm Callie Jackson. I'm a senior in high school. I have 2 brothers and a dog, and my parents are Sean and Angie Jackson, and we live in Bellevue.
So, other than that, are you involved in any activities in or out of school?
I play 3 sports, volleyball, soccer, and softball, and I've been in dance marathon, and I've done all different kinds of things for school. I've been pretty involved.
What's your favorite sport you play?
I would have to say volleyball, but softball comes in a close second.
Where do you plan on attending college?
I am planning to attend St. Ambrose University next year, which is in Davenport.
Do you plan on playing a sport there?
I thought about playing softball for a little bit, but I decided against it just because I want to focus on academics.
Good idea.
So, what made you want to go to Ambrose?
I really, really liked the atmosphere of Ambrose. It's not super huge, so you won't get overwhelmed, but it's small enough where you can get individual attention for academics. I really liked it.
Do you know what you want to major in?
I'm planning on majoring in psychology and then going to get my master's in social work.
So, what in your life made you interested in psychology and social work?
Well, I took a psychology class last year, and I really, really liked that. I liked learning about how people think, and I want to go into social work just because I think that's a really underrated profession, and I think that it needs more focus on, and I would love to help.
Okay, so if you didn't attend college, what would you do? More so, what would your dream job be?
If I didn't attend college, my dream job would probably to be work with dogs, so I would own like a dog kennel or something along the sorts.
If you didn't have to get a job, what would you plan to do with your life?
I would take a year off from working and travel the world as cheap as I possibly could.
What would be the first place you went to?
Maybe Ireland or Germany, somewhere along those lines, somewhere in that area.
I like that. That's interesting. Speaking of interesting and exciting things, what's the most exciting thing that's ever happened to you?
Well, the most exciting thing that's probably ever happened to me was qualifying for state in volleyball. That was really fun and exciting.
So, what was so fun about that?
Well, it was a really, really close match against our opponent. I think we won by 2 points in the 4th or 5th set, so it was a really hard-fought game, and it was just really satisfying to pull that win out.
Well, that concludes our interview. Thanks for letting us interview you. Thanks to everyone for listening. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Brooklyn Moore
And Kelsey Gerlach?
with Tell Us More.
But
Thanks for reporting, everyone.
And thank you for tuning in.
For Marquette in Motion, this has been Miranda Peters.
And Hallie Kilberg.
And remember, stay informed, stay involved, stay
In motion!